Hello everyone, we have to discuss about it, the Hindu newspaper analysis 31 August 2020. India can become other globally and toy hub मोदी ने बोला है 19 लाख NCR एंड इंक्लूडेड किए गए थे स्टॉक इन लिम्बो में। अभी क्या है इसमें क्या है, पुलिस ऑफिसर्स एंड 3 मिलिट्री किल्ड इन द जम्मू एंड कश्मीर इनकाउंटर में मारे गए। और प्रीमेच्योर्स एंड रिटायरमेंट नॉट अदर पेनल्टी से एनडीओपी 14 लाख अफेक्टेड हुए थे, 17 किल्ड इन ओडिशा फ्लड में। हरियाणा मिल्स एंड शॉप्स टू द रिमेन एंड ओपन ऑल एंड द डेज में। जो हलाड़ी लॉसेस हुआ था इट्स एंड द फेवर्स एंड अमिट एंड पैंडेमिक में। डीएल्स एंड ऑफ एंड द जीएसटी ड्यू एंड विल एंड द क्रश एंड फेडरेशन एंड सेज द बंगाल एफएम। दिल्ली वीकली एंड द मेयर मार्केट्स एंड ट्रायल एंड रन एंड द एक्सटेंडेड। कंफ्यूजन रिजाइम्स एंड ओवर स्कूल फी। इसमें क्या होता है, टू हेल्ड एंड फॉर द सेविंग फ्लैग्स ऑफ द टेरर आउट। रिपोर्टिंग ऑफ द मेट्रो एंड द गहलोत में। FB Google and told to the clear and stand on and the removing child pornography. JEA experience and to get and help in the reaching and exam center. UP to the 40% of the bed occupied by the outsider in August say government. DSG MC and the Macy and sailings and the medicines and it and the factory and price. Award winning and the cardiology and the doctor and the Padmavati and the passes away. Hindu runners right to the mayor and over on salary. Man killed as a speeding trucks over. Northeast में PM villages return to the convention and made and the learning and remains exclusively. Punjab and record करता है and 16 and 89 and new and the cases and the 56 and death. AAP and the 6 and the CBI and probe करता है into the CM को. These are Delhi and the breaches and one and the lake mark and इसमें क्या होता है, focus on the tribal and the councils and the abials. In Tripura and duty and the bound into the race and the questions and against and any the government on the policy. एसोसिएशन और COVID-19 इफेक्टेड एंड द पीपल्स एंड डिमांड एंड कंसेशन किया गया था। इसमें 177 एंड द करोर्स में डील एंड द इंकेड एंड वैन एंड द संदीप एंड द एस सिंह एंड द कंपनीज पोस्टेड किया गया था लॉसेस एंड द पोस्टेड एंड द संदीप सिंह महद एंड द बिल्डिंग्स एंड कॉलेप्स एंड वन एंड मोर हेल्ड। बस सर्विसेज सस्पेंडेड की गई थी इन द शोलापुर एंड हीड एंड ऑफ एंड द बीजेपी। महद एंड द बिल्डिंग एंड कॉलेप्स की गई थी वन मोर हीड के लिए। पुअर एयर द क्वालिटी इन एंड द स्मार्ट एंड सिटीज एंड ड्यू टू एंड द लेक ऑफ द कोऑर्डिनेशन एंड सेना एंड द मिनिस्टर्स एंड द अकॉर्डेंस एंड द लिथी चार्जेस ऑन एंड द मराठी एंड पीपल इन कर्नाटका। COVID-19 केसेस में क्या होता है, राइजिंग एंड ड्यू टू द एग्रेसिव एंड द टेस्टिंग्स एंड ओवर द 14,000 एंड इन क्यूरेटेड एज द हैवी एंड रेन एंड द पाउंड एंड पार्ट एंड ऑफ एंड द नागपुर 2000 जो शिफ्टेड थी फ्रॉम द नर्मदा एंड रिवर एंड बैंक। एडिटोरियल्स एंड फॉर द बीकेस्ट में क्या किया गया था, revising and bar and on the state and giving and the preference and to and the most and the marginalized and among the SC and to the welcome। जो सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने किया गया था हैज गिविंग एंड द कोजेंट एंड रीजन हुआ था फॉर अदर रिकमेंडेशन एंड ऑफ एंड द वर्डिक्ट एंड गिविंग बाय अदर 5 एंड नो एंड द पावर्स एंड टू द क्रिएट की गई थी एंड सब एंड द क्लासिफिकेशन को एंड अमोंग द लिस्ट एंड ऑफ एंड द शेड्यूल्स कास्ट एंड नोटिफाइड की गई थी बाय द प्रेसिडेंट के द्वारा। और 5 जजेस एंड बेंच ने हिट किया था बाय द जस्टिस एंड द अरुण मिश्रा एंड हैज एंड द अफेंडेड एंड द कंपोनेंट competent and of and the state and to give and the preferential and treatment and to and the weakest among the schedules and the caste and without and the depriving and other the caste and of and any and the benefits and the court has the noted and there the SC and list and contain की गई थी and many the caste and the cannot and be and the treated as other homogeneously group and it has been the recognized and the obligations and of and the state to the identified and for the various treatment and those and the section and within and the SC and the community and to the whose and the reservation and benefits में दिया गया था head and not the tree cut and downs and the where and in and the same state of the bake and bake burned and for and the decades के लिए the bench and has and the disagreed and with other formulation in the EV and Chinaha and Wells and the state of the Andhra Pradesh and 2004 में and that the classified की गई थी schedules caste को into the groups and amount and to and the tinkerings को and with and the president list के द्वारा also and the constitution has been and the amended किए गए थे in 2018 में in introduction article 342 A के तहत and under and which and the president notified किए गए थे in the constitutions and with and the state and the list of the backward and classes and with and the sewage and the similars and to and the one and in the respect of the schedules caste and article 342 EV and the Chinnaha is also and the verdict की गई थी by the bench and with and the strength and of and the 5 the matters and has been referred की गई थी and two other larger and bench and the judgment is very considered इसमें क्या किया गया था कि 3% आउट ऑफ 18% SC कोटा दिया गया था चिना फॉर्मेशंस के द्वारा अलोन एट द टॉप में क्या किया गया था गैप्स इन द इंडियाज एंड हेल्थ केयर एंड द एक्सपोज एंड बाय द पैंडेमिक मस्ट बी द क्लोज एंड क्विकली for most of and this and the month में क्या किया था India has and the consist करता has been the contributing and the most and numbers of the daily and conflict COVID-19 infected 78,508 and infected and on other single day and the recorded and single day and the speaks and there the pushed and the infection and daily and on to 3.6 and millions and in March and when and the pandemic and was 8 and to the could be the accused and in the those 64 and 1,500 डेथ हो गई हैं और द USA and the Brazil and the only and two countries and with and the more cases and then India and have other CFR of the around 3% and other good numbers and of and the country and they're the lead of the COVID-19 our development and that will be a hardly and India 8 is the World Bank decision लिया गया था to have two half is the annuals and doing and the business and report and on the data and the autonicity and the issues and has and the measures and the implications on the Thursday and the World Bank and the iterate करती है and it is the annuals and the publications को and doing the business and the resort and as it and the defended and in regulations and of irregularities and of the data and for other few countries के लिए World and Bank and the praise करती है and released and the ranking and the make in India project में क्या होता है should be and the both are should we bother about it and yes and the perhaps and India has the short करती and to improve and it and the ease of the doing and business in dex and ranking as other means or to attract an investment and to achieve करती है the targeted set the make in India का and that and was and the announced in 2014 में इसमें क्या होता है the initiatives का एम होता है राइजिंग करना है the manufacturing sectors को share in GDP 25% and from the 16 and 17% के लिए and creating करना 100 millions and addition jobs को in and the manufacturing sectors में and by the 2020 India success करती है in boosting in ease of the doing business ranking में in inspectorals and 2 and the 63 and rank in 2019 में up from the 142 and position in 2014 में जो policy है policy makers and celebrated and it is and the singles in and the India's and the commitment and to the minimize and the government and maximize and the governance and the ruling and the collaboration and winnings and slopes in 2014 generals the case of the Chile and Russia during and the same period and however the Chile global rank and went and down and the sharply and from the 34 positions in 2014 में 2 and the 67 in 2017 में Chile and Formal and Socialist and President and 2014 and 18 and the Michaels and the Bachelet and the acute करते हैं the ease and of and the doing business index and the methodology and to show करते हैं हर and the productivity in poor and light में while and the showing in the prominent in the ranking and during में. अब इसमें क्या है कि many flows क्या हुए थे. There are many and the shortcomings and in and the designs and the implementation and of and the index. Of the index ने implement किया था कि the indicators are used and for and the index are and choose and per the status and not and the effect in the reality and data for the computing and the index and are the obtained and from the larger enterprises in two cities and Mumbai and Delhi by the lower and lawyers and accountant and the bookers not and from the interpreted. Time for a rethink में क्या हुआ था to sum up the World Bank and the decision ने दिया था कि to half is its and the annual doing and business report on account and of and the data authority issue of the sum and the countries has the implications करना है for India के लिए since 2015 में जो government has in and the based and consideration politicals and the administration capital to the improve in India and the global ranking and with and the impressive and the success and but and the enhanced and the ranking and has and the filled into the to the argument and the investment and the outputs and growth and by the analyticals and the empiricals and the foundation of the index and are the beacon if and the non and exist. The index is the based and on and the de jure and the measures and not on and the de facto and the condition. There is no the credible and association between the improvement in ranking and the rise in capitals and formation and the outputs and growth and the whereas the both and of all it is and the ideologically loaded measures against the interest rate को. Despite the messaging and is it and the still an advantage China. India को needed to show the foreign investors and it has been the benefits of and the China with the favors and risk and as other regulation designations के लिए. Many US and the companies and as well as and the analysis and who and the advice and them are the considered and of and the India का goal होता है of becoming and the alternative supply and sources and the investment and destination or to China and but and the based करती on and the conversation I have and had with other numbers and of and the different organizations and the companies and here and the Washington the fairly first and the despite हुई थी and media and reported and the strong and messaging and from and the Washington and favors US and the companies and then they predict करती है might and quiet and the People's Republic of China PRC. Why China's cross disputes हुआ था many and the documented negative and the overall and the source main foreign relation and to the pictures and right now in China and the continues and to the offer and investment and many the advanced and infrastructure and skill levels है to flow करती है वहाँ की. फोकस ऑन द स्टेट पे क्या करना है. द रिसेंट एंड वर्ल्ड ट्रेड ऑर्गेनाइजेशन WTO हुई थी उसमें डिस्प्यूट्स किया गया था पैनल रूलिंग्स एंड अगेंस्ट द इंडिया एंड स्पेशल इकोनॉमिक्स जोन जो पॉलिसी थी विच द इंडियंस एंड गवर्नमेंट को इंटेंड कर रही थी टू द APLs एंड माइट एंड द एनुअली एंड प्रोवाइड्स के ए चेंज एंड टू एंड द टेक अदर fresh and took and aid the kind of the WTO and the consistent industrials and based and that are the possibles and the new Delhi and can and the state by the focusing development and those and the Indian states. Then crisis and pay politically. Then crisis were politically and crisis in India and are the created and the utilized and to the further and the unrest the image of and the leaders and as the only and the saviors. The contemporary and India mirror are the pain.